Bowl was a good win, and yeah, the Broncos varsity took home their Super Bowl. Their JV won second, Flag won third. Predators JV won third. And that's all we're trying to do is just bring a winning culture over here, change that mentality that we can't compete with the best.
We can. And we have teams out here to prove that we can.
Yeah.
Last year, I think the only real downfall of Howard County was the 7U. And it hurts to say it, but, we were the three lower out of everybody.
Yeah. We really were. All the out-of-town teams really showed up, and it was just like none of us could compete with them.
We couldn't. We competed with each other, which is great. But, that's not what we're here for. We're here more, hey, let's go out and show these out-of-town kids what we're made of. And last year, we really didn't do that.
Right. So, yeah. Big things to come out of Howard County this year, for real.
Oh,
it's not just talk. I really do think that. And,
the good thing is we're going to have depth this year. We didn't have last year. Both teams they're going to be pretty close to full.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have the depth that we can go out and compete with these teams that have 20, 25 kids.
Oh, yeah. I think we'll end up, honestly, both overfilling because we're right there, And there'll still be more kids that want to sign up, like you said, before the show, baseball season, I think it'll be good.
I think it's going to pick back up after baseball season.
Yeah. And, after baseball season, that gets into our next topic, crunch time, baseball season doesn't last forever, people.
Thank God.
Yeah. June 1st, that's crunch time, That's it. PBYFL registration closes. We know that a lot of parents like doing one sport at a time, focusing on that sport, not getting their kids head over heels and stuff, but you got to sign up now. You got to get fitted now. Get it all taken care of.
These teams are going to fill up.
Yeah.
Once they're full, they're full. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yes. We're giving a max, a cap. PBYFL doesn't want us at the max over 30 kids, And once we both reach 25, pushing it 5 more kids is a lot, but we will, and then that's it. And, I know in the past we've had kids try and come on late, and it's ultimately out of our hands,
We do have good programs around the area that if you can't get into one of ours, you can go to Stanton or you can go to Colorado City. I'm sure they'd be glad to take, some of the kids that if we don't have a spot for, I'm sure they can find them a spot. You're not going to...
They might, talking to Joe, their teams are looking pretty big too. Stanton is probably filling up. They're probably right there with us, man.
It's good. It's good to see all the small
like
area
Kenan said, Colorado City, the Wolves, they're not a new program. They came in last year, had a tough season in their varsity level. They're expanding to the 4 divisions this year, and, who knows? No, 4. They're not having a flag. Oh, okay. Anyways, they're not having flag.
I don't think so. Because their flag is the flag in their area is cheaper than what it is the PYFL.
Oh, wow. That's something.
Well, and that's how it is with us and the Y. It's real hard to get flag.
Yeah. Well,
unless you're us this year where we have almost 20 flag kids.
Yeah. We have 15, and that's not a bad number to have. Flag is 9 on 9 if y'all forget, I'm not saying nothing bad, but if y'all forget, flag is 9 on 9 and, really, that's kudos to y'all to have that many kids.
Before we got more than 15, 16, we called Jared and hey man, what's your number? What do you want to have? He goes, well, what's the max I can have? Well, we're like 25. He goes, all right, well, then try to get me 25 kids. I think that's crazy. That's a lot of fly kids. That's almost 2 full teams.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, we decided 16 was going to be our safe number, you know. We're going to keep signing until maybe 20 because there's always those few kids that don't stick with it.
Yeah, and that's what we're kind of. That's what we're thinking is, you know, we might have 20 kids on the roster, but how many of these kids are actually going to show up to practice every day, show up to these games? We saw it last year with us. We had, 14 kids, 15 kids?
Mm-hmm.
And we only had 12 show up to games?
Right, yeah. Yeah, so, but yeah, that's crazy. Like you're saying, the flag down there in Sea City is cheaper, so they're choosing it. But cheaper's not always better, people. It's the quality, you know. Quality of play is way better in PBYFL than it is in any rec league. I'll guarantee that. But to each their own. You know, I'm not gonna judge y'all on what y'all want to do, but you know, help that man Wayne out there. You know, help him get a flag team. You know, these divisions deserve every town to have a team. You know, not just varsity or a JV or you know, help them out down there, people. And then you know, like we were saying, crunch time, June 1st. You gotta have that PBYFL money in. You know, once it's in, then you know we're good. The season's upon us. We start getting ready to go, and man. I couldn't be more excited.
Oh, I'm getting excited. I really am.
Yeah.
It's getting down to the nitty gritty. It's getting down to the crunch time.
Yes, it is, man.
We're doing these combines and these skill days every Sunday to get these kids in shape.
Yeah.
That way, when it comes time for June 1st, we can go straight to pads if we could. The more time in pads you have, the better. The better you'll be.
Yep. I think that is true, man.
Especially in our age divisions. I mean, the freshmen... some of these kids come from flag. They've never put on pads before.
Yes.
The more you get them hit, the more times they get hit, they hit people, the better they'll be in the long run.
Right.
Before you get to a game to where, you know, you're just getting killed and you're wondering, hey, maybe if I need to, you know, worry about taking these kids home. But, I mean, if we can, you know, hit constantly, considerably, we should be all right.
Right.
It shouldn't be like it was last year where we're struggling and we're behind the numbers because we couldn't start practicing until later on in the year.
Right. Yeah, it won't be like that. It will not be like that, you know. Looking at the size of the teams and everything, and just we're going to be so much more prepared this year from Howard County. And, you know, we were talking about it, you know, where do we rank, you know? We wanted to come up with our own creative idea to judge how the other teams rank among us, you know. Me and Emmett sat down, talked about it, discussed it, looked at last year's teams, looking at this year's teams, you know. So we're going to be doing a Howard County Radio preseason rankings for each division. And, you know, this is not an official thing, people. So if you're from one of our out of town listeners and you're listening, this is nothing to knock on your organization. You know, we've just done our own research. We're not being biased in this. You know,
even if you're local, I mean, just because what we say here doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen in the year.
Yeah, you know. And we'll go with the year. Once the season starts, you know, records will come in, strength of schedule, points scored, points against, all of that. We'll take it all into consideration. And ultimately, it all comes down to those PBYFL playoff seedings where you're ranked. And then, you know, we'll go from there. So we'll start with the flag division. And the number 7 seed, if they have a flag, will be the Sea City Wolves, you know. They're going to be the newest flag team. They're, you know, nothing's going to be known about them. So hopefully we can see what they bring to this this flag division this season.
6, we've got the Greenwood Rangers. I mean, they were they didn't have a really good year last year. They really didn't. It was rough for them.
Yeah, and like you said, Greenwood's been in this league since I've been in, and both years their flag just did not do well. So that's, can they turn it around? Maybe, we'll see, but they'll be the 6th seed for now. Coming in number 5, Andrews Mustangs, really young team last year. Compared to the year before when they were the Super Bowl champs of the
Didn't
D2.
they beat you?
Yeah. They beat us in a battle of the unbeatens at the end of the season, and went on to take the Super Bowl that year against Pecos. And, haven't been able to beat Andrews, man. Only organization I haven't been able to beat. Shout out to Coach Mario over there in Andrews. We'll see this year. Moving on. We got the Stanton Buffaloes at number 4. Stanton's a good little program over there, and their flag didn't do too bad. So, with them coming in strong again with a lot of kids and a lot of experience, it looks like, we see Stanton as that middle ground, can go either way program,
It's going to be fun to watch all these little kids go at it.
Oh, yeah. Flag's intense, man. I love it. I
didn't really watch much of it last year, but this year my youngest is actually playing in flag, so
right.
I'm going to be there and be able to experience flag. It's
right.
going to be fun.
Yeah. My boys are done with flag, and I'll be there watching because, it's just fun to watch sometimes, man. See those little kids, like you said, just go at it. And most of them are just playing on passion, So, yeah. And that brings us to the number 3 seed.
We got the Big Spring Steers.
Yes.
That could have gone either way with any of these top 3 teams. I mean, last year, you do still have a mix of the Predators. That did win the Super Bowl last year. I mean, yeah, y'all lost some key components.
Right.
But y'all gained some of the Steers.
Right. And, we gained some, we retained one, I'd say a stud in the flag division in Alex Dean Rodriguez. Last year he was 4 years old, and man, he was one of their leading rushers last season, and he's going to be 5 this year, and they're looking for him to make a big impact. So Alex Dean Rodriguez, watch out for him, but they're the number 3 seed, Number 2 is a team coming in with the 25-man army. That's a big team.
I mean, that's what they want. I mean, that's what he wanted. We asked him, like, you sure you want this 25-man roster? And he goes, yeah, give me all I can get.
And that's what I like about him. Jared's a great friend, and he's never been afraid of a challenge, man. As long as I've known that young man, he's ready to take it on. And I think
it's going to be crazy. 25 kids on flag. I mean, we won't have any issues with,
depth
at all.
Y'all have third stringers.
Yeah, we're going to have third string kids. I mean, these kids are, none of these kids are going to get tired. We have a couple of 3-year-olds, some young kids. So, I mean, it works with the 25-man roster. If we have a few, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, where we can, hey, you're not playing all game long. We can pull you out a little bit, get you a break. That way you're not burned out and exhausted like you were last year.
And that's good. That's good. Yeah. He'll be coming in as the number 2 seed.
They do have to replace some key talent.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's going to be interesting
Elias?
to see. They're going to have to replace Elias.
Elias,
he moves up to freshman.
Duenas, right?
Yeah, Dumas.
Yeah, he moves up to freshman. He was a PBYFL MVP last season.
We're excited to have him on the freshman level. We
really I bet y'all are. He's a great kid. Known him personally, and yeah, he was his Flags MVP last year in the whole league. So replacing him is going to be one of Jared's main priorities. And then coming in at number 1, they were the runners-up last year, but every year they've come out strong in this freaking division.
They were runners, 2 years in a row?
Yep, 2 years in a row, and champions their first year. Pecos Eagles.
So, I mean, they're always in the Super Bowl. You can't really root against them. I mean, they've been there. They know what it takes to get there.
Yeah, they do. that's going to be interesting. And yeah, that's the flag division, man.